So guys, many Nigerians have reacted after the president of Turkey called Nigeria an Islamic nation. That has raised a whole lot of dust on the social media. Now see how this headline captured it. It says, breaking, Turkish President Erdogan called Nigeria Islamic nation in tweet detailing pact signed with the Tinubu government. So in a tweet that he tweeted trying to explain how he entered a deal with the Tinubu's government, he called Nigeria an Islamic nation. So that has raised a whole lot of dust, you know. Now see, this person went to Grok and told Grok to translate Erdogan's tweet. See what Grok said. Grok translated it saying, Nigeria is a country of strategic importance with which we maintain close cooperation on many issues concerning the Islamic world, especially Palestine, with the framework of Organization of Islamic Cooperation and the D8. So Turkey has counted Nigeria among the Islamic nation. Now, somebody also translated it in human form. See how this person translated it. He said, this is the direct translation of what the Turkish president tweeted. The only reason for affiliation and cooperation with Nigeria is because they see Nigeria as an Islamic nation. And of course, Nigeria is a member of OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation. So this is actually what he tweeted, that why they are cooperating with Nigeria is because they see Nigeria as an Islamic nation, and Nigeria is also a member of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. So guys, these people have Islamized us. I mean, Nigeria has been Islamized. Nigeria is now seen as an Islamic state. So guys, no doubt, no wonder we have Islamic inscriptions in our military logo, in some of our Naira notes and all that. And now they want to, you know, displace the indigenes of Nigeria to take over their land. Islamization is real in this country. Now, I'm going to show you how other reactions that have followed this, because so many people have equally reacted to what is happening. Now, this person tweeted this tweet that says, Turkish government fingered for supplying weapons to Boko Haram in alleged leaked audio. So, you know why Nigerians are, you know, protesting against Tinubu going to Turkey, because Turkey has been alleged to be the one, supplying weapons to these Boko Haram fighters. And you can imagine Tinubu now going to tell Turkey to come and kill the terrorists. Hey, how do you think that is going to work? These are some of the arguments Nigerians are making out there. Now, this deacon or reverend from the United Kingdom has also reacted to some of these things happening. He first reacted to the kidnapped victims in Kaduna. And this is what he said. It's 10 days since Islamic terrorists kidnapped 177 Christians from Kumin Wali village, Kaduna. What has Senator Obasani done to rescue his Christian citizens? What has Muhammad Rabiu, the police commissioner of Kaduna, done to rescue these Christians, apart from denying they were kidnapped? What has Tinubu done to rescue the 177 Christians being tortured, starved, and raped by Islamists? Is their rescue at the top of his agenda, or is the truth of the matter that all these men in position of power are complicit with the Islamic terrorists committing genocide against Christians in Nigeria? So this person is saying these people are just so quiet. It means that they are really complicit in the genocide going on against Christians. You know, that is what this reverend is saying. Now, there are other reactions coming from Nigeria, like Nigerians, like this one here. It says, Tinubu follows Gumi advice as Nigeria signs major defense pact with Turkey, raising questions about who controls the country's security. Who controls the security of this nation? Is it Gumi or is it Tinubu? Is Tinubu really in charge? That's the question. Now, this one here says, this man still reacted again, saying, Nigeria has descended into lawless anarchy under Tinubu and his co-conspirator, Gumi. Is this the plan? Turn Nigeria into a failed state so as to impose Sharia law? Is this the plan they want to do? Is it that they want to gradually just destroy this nation and totally make it an Islamic nation? So guys, that is actually what we are seeing today in this country. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at some of these videos just for you to see what is happening. I mean, a whole lot is happening. A whole lot is happening in Nigeria today. Anyway, take your time, watch these videos, and let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more updates. Thank you.
An Egyptian television news program says that Turkey is clearly a terrorist state with a broad reach. It reports that Turkey is supplying weapons to the terrorist group Boko Haram in Nigeria. 10 TV host Nashat Al-Delhi reported on a leak confirming an intercepted phone call from a few years back confirming the action. He reported in part, today's leak confirms without a doubt that Erdogan, his state, his government, and his party are transferring weapons from Turkey to, this is a shock, to where you may ask, to Nigeria. And to whom? To the Boko Haram organization. Well, Raymond Ibrahim, a journalism fellow at the David Horowitz Freedom Center and an expert on the Middle East and Islam, joins us now with more on this. Welcome, Raymond.
Hello, Heather.
Are you surprised by this report? What's your take on it?
No, I'm not surprised. And my take on it is that the actual tape that was made that you referenced and you quoted was made apparently in 2014 or 15. And it was reported widely in certain areas in the U.S. and in the West, not so much, and not much came out of it. And the reason, I think, is because Erdogan wasn't so, didn't have his fingers so much in Islamist politics outside of his own nation. But now that we've seen, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the ISIS Islamic State caliph who was killed recently, and he was found just 3 miles from the Turkish border, which is in fact one of the last, or if not the last bastion of jihadi so-called freedom fighters of attacking the Syrian government. It's brought it up again, the fact that everyone is saying, well, look, he's supporting ISIS. So now we're remembering, and that was, I think, the point of the Egyptian show. We're bringing back to see that there's some continuity here. It's not just right next door to Syria, to Turkey, meaning Syria. He's involved with some of the absolute worst Islamic terror groups. Remember, Boko Haram, which its name loosely means Western education is forbidden, haram, was basically doing what ISIS is notorious for years before ISIS. So the whole, head chopping, crucifying, massacres, enslaving women and children, burning people alive, Boko Haram was doing that. And one of the things that international observers have been noticing, especially increasingly, is that their armaments, their weapons, are very sophisticated. And it's even spilled into the Fulani tribesmen in Nigeria and in other parts in Africa. For example, I'm sure you know, Burkina Faso, also in Western Africa, attacks on Christians have become horrific. Just in the last few months, there have been so many killed, and always in the context of checking out if they're wearing crosses, if they can say the Islamic creed or not, and then being butchered and so forth. And those tribesmen, the Fulani, who are essentially living almost on a primitive scale, appear with very advanced weaponry.
Well, that's really interesting, which would kind of seem to perhaps give more weight to this idea that perhaps Turkey is collaborating with Boko Haram. What would the benefit be to Turkey of collaborating with Boko Haram?
Well, there's several theories. One is Erdogan basically is an ardent Islamist, and he is supporting and behind any Islamist movement in any country. He's the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. He was allied with Qatar of Al Jazeera as his ally. And so you can see him, he's trying to help develop these Islamist groups so they can overthrow more secular states. Though, in fact, in Nigeria, an aside that I think is important, the president himself, Muhammad Buhari, of Nigeria, who's Muslim, Nigeria is half Christian, half Muslim, has been accused himself of being behind the so-called genocide, which a lot of international groups have called what's happening to Christians in Nigeria, that he himself is complicit in this armament. So he could very well be an ally of Erdogan and so forth, and it's just some sort of Islamist overall coalition globally.
I want to ask you, the President Trump, of course, met with the President of Turkey yesterday. Do you think he's aware of these kind of ties to terrorism? And what are your thoughts on that meeting yesterday?
Well, in general, I think, what he's aware of is really hard to tell. But I think the meeting in general, Trump and presidents won't necessarily bring up all these things, obviously. So when he met, for example, in Saudi Arabia with the king and so forth, he doesn't really mention human rights abuses and so forth for whatever strategic tactical reasons. So it's really hard to predict, but I think he needs to be aware because Erdogan's he's got his fingerprints everywhere now. It's not just Syria, which is very obvious, but now there's older evidence of him involved in Nigeria and also in Turkey itself, the Christian population, the minority there. And remember, Turkey was originally entirely Christian. It was Anatolia. It was actually where St. Paul wrote all his epistles to. They're really being treated badly and discriminated against, and a lot of hate preaching in Turkey is increasingly against Christians and Jews. Definitely Turkey's going down the wrong path with Erdogan, though many Turks themselves remain committed to the Ataturk ideal of secularism.
Well, we are out of time, but Raymond Ibrahim, thank you for your time and your insights here.
Thanks.
I think it's going to be my duty to demystify APC going forward and why no Nigerian that truly likes this country should be associated with that party, one. And secondly, should ever think of Bola Ahmed Tinubu consolidating power in 2027. It's going to be akin to us going into modern day slavery. But if you doubt me, let's listen to this video, please.
Government data, I'm not quoting something out of the air. So for that 100 billion that goes out every month, from Federation account without appropriation by the National Assembly, by the way, without appropriation by the state assemblies, because part of the money belongs to the states. So each state assembly is supposed to appropriate that part. So the entire deduction and expenditure is unconstitutional. It's an impeachable offense. But it has been going on for more than 15 months from the last time I checked. So where has that 1.5 trillion gone? What is it being used for? Why is the security situation just getting worse? Why is the government asking communities to protect themselves? Look,
well,
President Tinubu's government has failed woefully. Look, beyond, if you asked me in 2022 or 2023 when we were campaigning that things will ever be this bad, I would say that you are mentally ill.
Very briefly, because
all right, you guys have heard that's El-Rufai. Don't shoot the messenger. Just take the message. 100 billion naira have been withdrawn from our federal allocation account every single month by the president. 100 billion naira for the past 15 months, last time he checked, without appropriation by the state assembly or by the national assembly. 100 billion. Tinubu will just collect them, boom, monthly for the past 15 months. Approximately 1.5 trillion. God. Let me do this again. 100 billion naira every month from our federal accounts. Then they collect them. You can't point to where this money is going into. No projects. Nothing. I think I now understand why they are confident towards 2027. And I think I now understand why so many people will line up behind them in 2027. Nigeria. What do I know? I'm just a common man.
The real terrorists are out there. They are dining and whining with them. A foreign terrorist called Toju Bello is there, issuing threats, giving order, and villagers are leaving their homes, leaving their family.
How much influence can America have over a court's ruling in Nigeria over a citizen of Nigeria? How much influence can America have?
As I talk to you now, 80 prisoners have been released in Venezuela on the orders of Donald Trump. 80. The people that this president drug pusher has detained.
Maduro.
Maduro. Yes. They are being released. So wherever there is injustice everywhere in the world, Mr. Okoro, we should all fight it. Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. What did he do? They can relieve that Jackson man. Why would they release the Nnamdi Kanu? No, tell me. Because these are men of injustice. It's injustice on his own. So all those things that they accuse IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu, the whole world has seen that it was just a travesty of justice. No, that's why nobody is buying into what the federal government is doing. Nobody is paying attention. UK, you are talking about, UK have interest in Nigeria.
Okay.
They have interest from the day of amalgamation till now. UK never wanted Nigeria to breed. They want us to remain where we are, where they kept us. And so, if there's anybody that is coming to change the status quo, they will not be comfortable with it.
Okay, so apparently they are in tacit support of Nnamdi.
Of course, that's why they never said anything. You can imagine. That's why they never said anything. Under normal circumstances, they are the one who's supposed to be at the front burner instead of Donald Trump of America.
Being a British citizen.
Yes, not even that. Being a colonial master. They should be interested in what is going on in Nigeria.
No, you already said they have interest in what is going on.
I am trying to bottle the fact that
at the national strategic level, it's been given attention and concern, and the necessary attention and concern. And of course, you will agree with me that is what informed one of the very recent policies. That's the border closure policies adopted by at the national strategic level. Given the fact that severally our customs have intercepted weapon systems being shipped into the country, we've intercepted container loads of firearms, both light and heavy firearms, being shipped into the country. So it's been given attention at the national strategic level very adequately.
But for a lot of people, you said this is not coming as a surprise, and you do talk about the response the country is having so far. But we wonder why the revelation is coming to the fore now and nothing has been said about it before.
Yes, we're talking about the intelligence community here. Everything does not have to be churned out and put into the public domain. We're talking about intelligence. And good enough, somebody just made a reference to it in one of those international media. And I told you it's been investigated. It's receiving attention at the due attention at the national strategic level. It's been taken very seriously. And just like I told you, it's one of those issues resulted in the border closure, ensuring that, given the fact that firearms had previously been intercepted, all these activities have been based on requisite intelligence gathering.
Well, indeed, because, local and international observers have wondered in recent times how the insurgents have gotten more sophisticated weapons in recent times. But let's look at Turkey now, because we do know Turkey is more involved in international military politics than Nigeria is. Would you agree?
We have said.
Would you agree that Turkey? Would you agree, if you allow me land here, would you agree that Turkey might be using Nigeria as a pawn in this high-pressure game?
Sorry, I didn't get that. I didn't quite get that. Could you come again, please?
The role of Turkey in all of this, the allegation, and the role Turkey is playing in international military politics at the moment. Is Nigeria a pawn in this high-pressure game?
Nigeria is too sophisticated to be a pawn in the hands of Turkey. The armed forces of Nigeria is too sophisticated to be a pawn in the hands of Turkey. And I've told you that based on intelligence gathering, requisite intelligence gathering, several firearms have been intercepted. Container loads of firearms have been intercepted. At the national diplomatic level, that's a different issue, which I wouldn't like to delve into. But talking about intelligence gathering, which concerns the armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies, we are doing the utmost. We are doing our work round the clock to ensure that we gather enough intelligence about what comes into comes into Nigeria, what goes out of Nigeria that could compromise national security. I think that is the utmost and very important to the armed forces of Nigeria.
And how much of an assurance is Nigeria expecting from Turkey at this time to exercise this allegation or, the claims, because you do say you're investigating? How much of a response have you gotten from the Turkish government at this time?
I told you that's going to be at the national strategic level and not at our own military strategic level. It's going to be at the national strategic level. It's going to be a diplomatic thing. Well,
let's talk about something else, or perhaps let's stay with this, because a lot of Nigerians wonder what is the level of success that you say the Nigerian army is recording in the fight against the terrorism? Almost a decade now. What would you blame the inability thus far for the Nigerian army to win the war against terrorism? Why has it been so difficult?
I think I would. Well, it's a big national security challenge, and it's not only peculiar with Nigeria. I need you to understand the fact that there is an increasing employment of the instrument of violence by non-state actors globally. It is an international thing. And that is why you find Boko Haram, for instance, pledging allegiance to ISIS. You find Islamic State of West Africa cropping up as an appendage, so to speak, of Boko Haram. And of course, working with another international terrorist organization like the ISIS. So it's not only peculiar to Nigeria. It's a global thing that requires global attention. Good enough at our level, national level, we are giving it attention. The security situation in the Northeast, compared to what it used to be far back 2009, is far, far better as we speak today. There is socio-economic activities are beginning to be restored in the Northeast. There is governance going on in the Northeast. People are going about their normal businesses, and we are dominating the theater operation. We are dominating the battle space. We are pushed the terrorists out of the various towns in the Northeast and sent them into the tumbus, that's the islands, where they are hibernating, and from where they come out once in a while to attack soft targets. So I think we have made huge success relative to what it used to be in the past. You will recall that far back 2009, Boko Haram was almost approaching Lagos. We had sleeper cells, I beg your pardon, of Boko Haram in Kogi State. We had them in Abuja. They were all over the place. People could not sit out to socialize freely within the society. But today, we flip the coin over. You find out that it's a far cry from what it used to be. Boko Haram has been pushed out of all these communities and pushed far into the tumbus, where we call the islands. And today we have governance going on in Borno State, in Yobe State, in Adamawa State, in Bauchi State, in Gombe State. And we have our troops dominating the battle space.
And we do commend the men of the
socio-economic life has been restored in those places.
Indeed, we do commend the efforts of the armed forces so far. Very quickly to something else. We do know about the Operation Crocodile Smile 4 in operation in the southwest. Tell us what has been the success story so far, because we do see an increase in robbery attacks, especially in border communities along Lagos and Ogun. What is going on? Very briefly.
Yes, that's an internal security operation, one of the internal security operations led by the Nigerian army. And it's meant to do what? It's meant to work with the police, with other security organizations to address emerging security challenges in that part of the country. We have had issues of abductions and kidnaps. We have had issues of assassination. We have had issues of ethnic communal clashes. We've had issues of herders-farmers clashes. These are the security challenges that we are jointly addressing with the other security agencies. And I think yes.
Unfortunately, we are out of time, but thank you so much. We do appreciate you, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, spokesperson of Nigerian Defense Headquarters.
What are you insinuating? You are trying to create an nexus between terrorism and Turkey and our president's visit to Turkey. I don't get it.
I am not creating. It is what it is. That was the last standpoint of the jihadists. They wanted to enter Europe through Turkey until the Crusaders stopped them. There was a bitter fight in that place until there was an armistice or so. And they had to withdraw. Each one had to go back to their separate places. And the jihadists returned Turkey. And you see what they have been doing in that country. All the Christian artifacts that Turkey is known for, they have destroyed all of them. So why do you go to such a place? What help are they going to render? The earthquake that they hit them 2 years ago, have they come out of it? An earthquake that almost sank the entire country. You didn't hear the magnitude, Abi?
Like 2 or 3 cities.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, cities. Cities, Abi. If your cities are decimated, what is left?
There are so many cities in Turkey.
Please, let me hear. Which cities? How many of them? If 3 of your cities have been decimated by earthquake, so what are you going to look for?
Turkey out of it. You talk about the president's travel. The other time he was in Europe, he's been to France several times. He's been to Brazil. He's been to, the last time he, in fact, as a matter of fact, he came back from UAE about 10 days ago and all of that. But this is on a state visit. The last time he traveled was on a working vacation, but this one is a state visit. Do you have a problem with the president?
I have a problem with all the visits because none of them have yielded any fruit. State visits. When is he going to go on a local government visit? Or even village visit?
He has his governor doing all that for him.
Please, I don't like this. Look, we don't have a leader here. That's just the simple truth. Donald Trump, with all his bravado, Do you see him leaving America for one day? Going to where will he go to? No, which is that country that is worthy to host a Donald Trump? Which is that country? Mention it. Both in Europe and America. Except this one that he goes to Ukraine. And then whenever he wants to have meeting with the Vladimir Putin, they will choose a neutral ground. Trump packing his bag and say he's going to one country or to go and do what?
No, but our president...
He will call you.
The last time he went to UAE was for the Sustainable Summit.
Please.
Sustainability Summit.
Please. Is it not an embarrassment for you to go to Dubai? Look at this
for a global summit.
Leave that thing,
Sustainability Summit. He wasn't the only one there.
If I am in the position of an American Nigerian president, I will be looking at myself as that is when you count Donald Trump, you count me, you count Prime Minister of Britain, you count that of Canada.
Barrister, onto what? Onto what?
Yes, in terms of status.
What status are you talking about?
I am representing the biggest black nation in the whole world. I am not supposed to be seen everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, if I need you, I will call you on phone and tell you what I want. That's all. Why should I come to you to
Barrister,
do what?
if you are representing a rich country of poor people, will you be so proud to flaunt yourself?
Then I'm not poor. There's no way I will be poor. Nigeria is not poor. Nigeria, we all have poor.
No, but Barrister, did you hear what I said? I said Nigeria is a rich country of poor people.
Because you made them so.
So, under this condition, under this situation, if you are a president of the world's most populous black nation and you represent a rich country of poor people, will you flaunt yourself around the world?
In that case, I will make this place a paradise.
Okay.
So that the whole world will come here to pay homage.
Okay, now the question is changing.
Yes.
Now, Barrister, I have asked this question several times. Let me ask you again. When people complain about the president's absence, and I ask, does it really matter? Because in the president's presence, things happen. Things happen and nothing changes. So should his absence bother Nigerians?
It should.
At some point, Atiku Abubakar said, well, Nigeria is on autopilot. So was Atiku correct when he said that Nigeria is on autopilot? Because in and out of season, when the president is in and when the president is outside, nothing changes. Everything goes on as usual. So should the president's absence matter to Nigerians?
Yes, it should, because it is our resources that is being wasted for nothing. Mr. Okoro?
Okay, so your concern is that he's spending taxpayers' money.
Yes. That is the main issue here.
Okay.
And we are not seeing any returns. We are not seeing any returns. That is even the bigger problem. Donald Trump, before he leaves America, all the benefits are already calculated. What he's going to bring back is already known, is there. He can't come to your country for nothing. It's not possible.
Okay.
He's coming to attract one thing or the other into America. I listened to him on Saturday, and this man was reading out what he had done under 1 year.
Okay.
That $18 trillion, $18 trillion.
No, Barrister, we'll come to that in a bit. We'll come to that in a bit. Now, when you say that the president travels and what does he come back with, you recall that when he went to China, he signed an MOU, 5 of them in 5 different areas, including nuclear energy, including the Nigerian TV station and the Chinese TV station. And I think there were about 5 of them on top of my head. I can't recall them, but nuclear energy was one of them. Cultural reorientation was one of them. There was this MOU between the China State Television and the Nigerian Television Authority and 2 other areas that border on the economy. And the last time he went to France, I think the first time he went to France, he also signed treaties, including military exchange between France and Nigeria. And also that Nigeria was going to get help from France for the solid mineral sector and all of that. So you still think that the president's travels are not yielding results to Nigerians?
This signing of MOU is a sign that you don't want to do anything. You don't need all those things to develop your country, Mr. Okoro, please. China, who did they sign MOU before they got to where they are? Donald Trump, when did he sign MOU before he did what he did to bring America back?
Barrister, there were partnerships. There were partnerships.
With who? Yeah. With who?
There were partnerships.
With who?
Barrister, there were partnerships.
Who partnered with who now?
Barrister, after the First World War, America stepped into the global arena.
Look, I'm talking of, please leave all this, you are going back now.
No, Barrister, but America just didn't start now. America has been there, global power.
I am telling you where America was before Donald Trump came in.
Okay.
Under Joe Biden.
No, you're doing a short comparison. You're asking me which...
It's the same thing now.
No,
under
it's
your
not
watch.
the same thing,
No, under your watch. Hold on. Under your watch now. You are the one in charge now. What have you done with the situation you met?
Barrister, he's making reforms. We are going to talk about reforms.
I didn't see anyone, Mr. Okoro. Reforms, you don't take 20 years to do reform, Mr. Okoro.
Barrister, his been on office in just 2.5 for just 2.5 years.
I said 1 year is enough.
And we are told by World Bank and IMF that his policies, reform policies are yielding results for Nigeria and that they should be sustained.
These are Buccaneers praising you.
Okay.
Buccaneers. They are the ones making this country. Some countries have shown this IMF and World Bank.
Okay, but some countries were developed with the IMF policies.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you.
I don't think so.
Barrister, you don't
China
think so?
didn't use them to develop.
But Japan did.
America
some
did.
Asian countries did. Barrister, see, we paint a picture of IMF and World Bank, being the devil in the detail.
Okay, must we follow them?
If that's the track they use in developing, their development, why can't we?
You are your own problem. You are not making effort to develop.
So let us not blame IMF and World Bank. Let's blame ourselves.
That's what I'm telling you here.
No, that's not what you're saying. You are saying that they are the problem, that IMF and World Bank, they are the problem.
You said some countries develop with them. I said,
because you raised the issue that IMF and World Bank, that they are Buccaneers. I said, no, they are not, because some countries use their formula to develop. And I just cited Japan.
And I told you, that is not applicable to Nigeria.
Why is it not applicable?
What is the interest rate given to those countries and to Nigeria when they borrow money?
Barrister,
is it the same?
Barrister,
tell me, is it the same?
They are the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Barrister, they are the same.
It is not.
They are the same. They are tied to your currency.
Go and check. It's not the same. It's not the
Barrister,
same.
let's move away from that. I'm telling you that we shouldn't be blaming IMF all the time. I'm talking about the president's travel and what they are yielding. No, Barrister, you brought those things to yourself, not the IMF and World Bank.
No, they are the
Barrister,
ones.
nothing said that you shouldn't have rejected those offers. Because at some point, your money, their currency had value. That what did you do with the money?
You are not talking.
No, you are the one that is coming to my point.
Hold on. If you are now introducing obnoxious policies,
who is introducing? Did they force you to take those? Did they force you to take those?
They are the one that told us.
Barrister, did they force you?
You see now.
I'm asking you, did they force you?
But look, you said there is partnership. A partnership that is obnoxious is not a partnership.
Barrister, if it is obnoxious, then you walk away. Why did you stay in? That's the point.
They made it look
no,
like...
they made it. You made it. You accepted it.
They made it look like it's going to
Barrister, they made it and you accepted it.
They gave you
so you didn't have educated people to tell you that those things wouldn't work or what?
A poison chalice and you drank it.
No, Barrister, you saw that the chalice was poisoned, yet you drank it. Let's move away from this. Barrister, let's move away from this.
They took advantage of the man in power.
Barrister, let's move away from this debate because it's a debate that you can never win.
I will win it.
I'm asking you, let's talk about the president's travels, the benefits that they are bringing. We are going to talk about that in a bit because we hear that, look, Shell says they are coming back because of 20 billion. They are going to make $20 billion investment plan in Nigeria. Why? Because according to them, the reform policies are working. Well, that's one of the topics of discussion. But I just want to tell you that in 2024, the president said, look, I raked in 9 months, $30 billion of foreign investment. And so you think that his travels are not yielding benefits to us?
Mr. Okoro, look, what you say is different from what you are doing.
Okay.
What you are telling me is different from what I am seeing. You can see now. Please, where are these things you are talking about? Where are they? Where are these investments? Is it audio investment?
No, they are talking about, not me talking about. I'm quoting what the government said.
They sent you to me. You are the one telling me.
They didn't send me.
Because
it's out there in the public.
I didn't see. You are the one telling me.
Okay,
now.
So you are not aware.
That's the
you are not aware. Now I'm telling you.
I want you to convince me.
Okay.
When they tell you lie, don't come and tell me this.
Barrister, my duty here is not to convince you. My duty is to ask you. Now that you said you have not seen.
Yes, because I didn't see anything.
Okay,
and I said, if you are doubting me, show me.
Okay. Okay, some people have seen. Some people have
who
seen.
Are those people?
Yeah, some people have seen.
APC supporters, Abi?
Well, I wouldn't know, but Nigerians, I know that they are
anything right for Nigeria? Have they
Barrister,
seen one single thing for
Barrister,
Nigeria?
let's move on. Our time here is perishable. Now, 2027 is around the corner, and what options are available to Nigerians? You know, we're talking about the APC, ADC, Labour Party, PDP, Obi, Atiku, and Mechukwu and Co. What are the options available? How do you situate 2027 in all of this? Talking about opposition politics, political campaign, political postulations, horse trading, and all of that. What options are available to Nigerians?
The options available for Nigeria is Obi and Atiku. Because it is better to go with something you have tried and tested than something that is unknown to you. There are people you look at, you say, yeah, this one can deliver. Then you look at it, you say, this one can deliver. All along, people have been talking about Atiku Obi, Obi Atiku, Atiku Obi, Obi and Atiku.
Okay.
I didn't see any other combination.
So, guys, it's been hectic to see how Tinubu just abandoned all the effort the United States has been making to end terrorism just because Tinubu is seeking for a second term. Because it is now being said that the North is actually the ones, pushing Tinubu to head to Turkey or to Pakistan to seek for help. Gumi even openly said it. And that is what we are seeing Tinubu. Tinubu is just a confused human being. He said, Emilokon, it's my turn. But he cannot. You can see there is no leadership in this man. No element of leadership. A country where people are being slaughtered on a daily basis. Tinubu cannot say a word. Tinubu cannot even come to address the nation and also address the terror guys that are terrorizing Nigeria. Tinubu is just silent as if there is no government in place. Now he is quickly heading to Turkey, and then before you know it now, they will call one other place. Recently, he was in Saudi Arabia. This one, he's in Turkey, looking for security help. And the US has told you that they want to cooperate further with you so as to end terrorism. Now, Tinubu is preferring to go to Turkey that has been accused of, sponsoring terrorists. So guys, a whole lot is happening. Now let me take you through some of the reactions. This person said Turkey supports the Muslim Brotherhood. That is enough reason to keep them at arm's length. More so, Erdogan has been told Nigeria is a Muslim country by President Tinubu. So he said Erdogan that was told by President Tinubu. Erdogan himself is the one that said it. I'm not sure Tinubu is the one that told him that Nigeria is an Islamic nation. The only reason is, okay, the only ready is divide so Yoruba can Fulani can enjoy their togetherness. Igbo are born Christians, okay? This person is speaking on it. So this person say unbelievable, and Christian leaders and churches are mute. They don't know what is coming. Honestly, Nigerian Christians really need to stand up. My brother, that's why sometimes I'm bothered in your posts, you pray for Tinubu. Please stop. This one is destined to ruin the country. Prayers for him can't avert the looming danger. Thank you, bro. Your last paragraph. This person is saying you shouldn't pray for Tinubu because it's not going to save him anyway. And then this other person here said, Nigeria Islamization has nothing to do with Ndi Igbo. The rest of Nigeria can be Islamized, which will not take them a day or two to do so. But you see Igbo land, it is a no-go area for those batches. And this person said they are conservative when it comes to Trump, but liberal when it comes to Turkey. If not, for how the Islamic rulers of Nigeria have made hunger the norm because of politics. Tell me why Christians would vote for, why a Christian would vote for or endorse a Muslim ticket as a God-fearing Christian. It shall never be well with the generation of Nigerian Christian elders who are involved. And this other person here says, some people are nodding in approval. Tinubu is doing this to please them because of 2027. Their beef with him, had hitherto been that they had not seen any religious gain from the Muslim ticket they voted for. The Turkey visit and the accompanying rhetoric is for them. From President Tinubu, said PMB, that's Buhari, want to Islamize and Fulani Nigeria then. Many people, including Christians, condemn him for saying that. Is it not what is happening today? Okay, from President Tinubu to Buhari, that's the late Buhari. This person, my question is, what is the usefulness of CAN, PFV, that's the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria? I'm convinced Nigeria is presently has no father of faith who are genuinely concerned about the flock. I am angry and tired of at the same time. This person say it go be like film trick when the final call for the agenda will be called, and all these ones around us and inside the military start unleashing mayhem. Maybe, just maybe, now that time where we go get sense after it's too late. So many people are actually saying that the Nigerian Christian leaders are very quiet while there are plans to Islamize Nigeria. You don't see them speak up. You don't see them say anything. They are afraid to talk. Under Buhari, they were scared. Under Tinubu, they are 10 times scared. Nobody wants to protest. Nobody wants to say enough of what is happening. I mean, God is really going to question people who will sit down and watch the Christians being tormented because they just want to take over Nigeria. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more updates. Thank you.